بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم أما بعد inshallah this is a short reminder just random. I want to talk about a verse of Quran that includes 5 calamities that will befall you in your lifetime, and also you may see it, experience it, live it, I don't know, but it will befall in your lifetime. And 3 rewards that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give to those who are inflicted with these calamities and then display high levels of patience. And we're going to talk about what patience is. And inshallah, this is a series of reminders, just random reminders that I'm going to be given every week. Inshallah, please follow along. So let's look at the ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة. 2. وأولئك هم المهتدون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about his trials and tribulations, the calamities that's for you. And this is an emphasis because Allah starts with that oath, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ, and we shall and verily will. No, this is emphasis. It's going to happen. No doubt about it. Come to all of you. You can be young, old, anybody. You will be inflicted with it. Whether it hits you or it hits someone else, or you witness it, you were eyewitness, or you saw it on TV, this is going to occur. And what are they? These are the tests of life, the calamities that occur every day. Allah says, من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين. So let's go to the whiteboard and let's go ahead and write this down. All right, here we go. So what are the 5 calamities? The 5 calamities. All right, so what are the 5 calamities? 1, Allah says, min al khawf. So he's going to test you with fear. Okay, so there might be fear that's going to inflict everyone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might test you with fear that's going to inflict everyone, or fear that inflicts just you. You might be out one night and you might see a few people in your garage. Those people might want to do something harmful to you, and you might be so afraid that you feel like you cannot get out of the house. That's kind of fear, insecurity. But there might be fear in some cases where the fear is in the whole country. Like in the case of Somalia, for example. Think about it. People are shooting each other outside. There's massacre, there's, bombing and terrorist attacks. There's so many things occurring. You are not going to get out of your house. Even if you stay in your house, you're so afraid that you feel like they're going to come and attack you in your home. Or in the case of today, Islamophobia, if a Muslim is so afraid where they cannot even assimilate or integrate or go out of their home looking Islamic, that is serious. So what we're talking about here is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test us with fear. Okay, min al khawfi wal ju', and then hunger. Okay, famine and hunger. Okay, so let's do famine here. Famine. Okay, Allah will test you with famine. These are, calamities that occur. Okay, Allah might test people with famine. I mean, of course, if you live in America, you haven't seen famine. Maybe you might see hunger. I don't even know if you can see hunger in America. Someone says with a sign, I'm hungry, please help me. Something is wrong with that person. That person is not hungry. Pretty sure people will give you food. See, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made those things that are very available, cheap. Just look at it. Think about it. Water is the cheapest commodity out there. Right? It's so easy to get water. Right? Because you need water more than you need food. Air is not even, there's no price to air. Oxygen is free because Allah knows how much you need oxygen more than you need water. You can't live without oxygen even for a second. You can live without water for a couple of days. I don't know, math. Or you can live without food for a month just off of water. I know people who fast on, I have friends who fast on water. They go like 2-3 months just on water alone. All right, so famine. Allah will test you with hunger. He will test you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also test us with وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْسٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ. نَقْص مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ. So that's decrease. Allah will test us with decrease of wealth. Okay, decrease of wealth. And now think about it. Allah has been testing the people who were working for the federal government the last 35 days with decrease of wealth. They couldn't even pay their bills. Some people lose their jobs. You use up all your savings. Things occur. I mean, they don't care if you don't have, if you can't pay your bill, man, you out. You can't pay your rent, you out the door. They don't care. America is mass producing homeless. But Allah will test you in your life. And in some cases, Allah might test a whole country with decrease of wealth. And that's why Trump wants to put a wall on the other side of the border, because the people on the other side of the border are looking for opportunities. They may not even be able to provide for their family. They're living off of $1 a day. So decrease of wealth, that's a test. People are willing to do whatever it takes to get their money. Isn't that correct? All right, so let's look here. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَنَبْلُكُم بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ, and loss of life. Allah will test us with the loss of life, the loss of the life of a loved one. I myself, in the recent weeks, I lost a few people in my family. Not distant relatives, it's close relatives. So people are constantly being met. I know someone, a friend of mine who lost a son recently. People are losing. So this loss of life, Allah will test us. Whether He tests you specifically, that someone dies in your family, in your immediate family, or someone in your community dies, especially when the kids die. And this is what hurts me the most when I see our youth killing each other. And these things are what I'm talking about when I say, we should do something. Those who know me know I'm out there constantly spending my time, not in the studio producing something, but out there promoting awareness. And we need to stop. And this year, inshallah, the initiative is 3 things that we should not see amongst our youth. And I'm going to work hard to make sure we can promote those 3 things. What are they? Number 1, our kids should not lose their life because someone else pulled a trigger and killed them or stabbed them. So they shouldn't stab or kill each other with a weapon. That's number 1, murder. Number 2, they should not lose their life because of the use of drug overdose. Okay, we don't want our kids dying, drug overdose. And number 3, we don't want our youth killing each other, taking their own life because of a mental health, help that they could have gotten. So all the institutions that work towards helping youth should work together to try to eliminate these, ongoing problems that we see every day in our community. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ. And also, last but not least, thamarat. You will lose thamarat, which is produce. Okay, so it's going to be loss of, crops. Actually, the best term would have been crops, not produce. My friend, it's not produce, it is crops. Okay, loss of crops. وَنَقْسٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ. Okay, وَنَقْسٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ. These are like loss. So it's decrease of wealth, decrease of life, decrease of crops. Okay, or loss. Did I say lost? Loss of life, loss of crops. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test us. So all those tests are there for us to endure. So what we want to do is, inshallah, in preparation for all of these, right? Number one, you got to approach the calamities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a sabr. And Allah says in the Quran, let's go to the whiteboard again. He says, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. So 3 types of patience. And what are they? 3 types of patience. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. And glad tidings is for the sabirin. As-sabirin are those who are patient. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Those who are patient. And the patience that we're talking about here is there are 3 types of patience. And this is one of them, okay? So the patience we're talking about here is number 1. So let's first of all talk about the types of patience that there is, right? There are types of patience that exist. So number 1 is patience in the obedience of Allah. So patience with obedience. Obedience to Allah. So being patient with the obedience of Allah or to Allah. Okay, as you are being obedient to Allah, is going to require you to be patient with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah is going to give you a reward. You know, that instruction that He gave you, that commandment that He gave you, that, ibadah or that ta'ah, obedience to Allah that you're fulfilling, it is going to require that you be patient. And that's why Allah says, إِنَّمَا يُوَفَّى الصَّابِرُونَ أَجْرَهُم بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. Allah will reward the sabirun بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. There is no hisab. Okay? And this is the ultimate sabr. Is the sabr when you can be patient with the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the second is from the disobedience. The disobedience to Allah, of Allah. Okay? So you're not only being patient with the obedience to Allah, you're also being patient from the disobedience to Allah. So sin is constantly bombarding you, right? You open your phone, you're being bombarded with sin. You open the computer, same thing. You go outside your house, same thing. Everywhere you look, you're being told to commit sin. Advertisement for sin. So all of these sin, all of this is calling you to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you're going to remain patient with the ta'ah of Allah in the state of obedience to Allah. Ihfadillah yahfadk. Ihfadillah tajidu tujak. You're going to remain in keeping yourself calm in the obedience of Allah, in the preservation of His commandments, and you're going to remain patient from the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is where you get the second highest level of reward. And this is being patient with or when a calamity befalls you. Befalls you. All right, great. So when a calamity befalls you, Allah says, الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ. So this is something befalling you now. Musibatun. So Allah is talking about this level of patience. The patience that Allah is referring to is the one when the musibah occurs, because all of these tests, from them will come a musibah, a calamity. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests you with khawf, okay, that fear is a calamity. Because things will come from that fear. You may not go to work and you get evicted. See, it's a domino effect. You know, when Allah tests you with the loss of life, that's a calamity. When Allah tests you with the loss of crop, if you're a farmer, or, like in Minnesota, we have snow, and some people, when they feel like, oh, there's no snow, alhamdulillah, it's great. No. Alhamdulillah, there's snow. Why? Because Snow equals water. Water equals more vegetation and crops. Or else, once we lose the crops, then we're going to feel this thing of the calamity around, April, May, June. We're going to feel it. We're going to be like, uh-oh, it should have snowed this year. Because I go to the store and now $2.99 apple or tomato is $4. Uh-oh, now I'm paying more money for what I used to get cheaper price. So everything is tipping the scale. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when the musibah occurs, they say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Alladhina idha asabatum musibatun. This is talking about those when the calamity befalls them, they say, Inna lillahi, we belong. Surely we belong to Allah, and surely we will return to Allah. Wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And then Allah talks about their reward. Ulaika alayhim. And then upon them, Allah says, is alayhim salawatum min rabbihim. His salutation, which is translated as blessings. So Allah is going to bless those people. He's going to replace their calamity with something good and better. As they said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Allahumma ajirna fi musibatina wa khlufna khayran minhu. Oh Allah, reward us for our musibah, our calamity, and wa khlufna, allow us to, meet or let it succeed that which is better. So that which is better should succeed this. This is what the person says, the believer. And then second, wa rahmatun, the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be with them. His mercy will be with them. Allah is going to show mercy when He sees His servant, inflicted with a calamity. And then His servant says, oh Allah, I belong to you, and everything I got is from you, and everything went back to you, and I shall return to you. Allah looks at that person, blesses that person's life, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show that person mercy. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُهْتَدُونَ. Allah then says, وَأُولَٰئِكَ, and they, humu, and they are al-muhtadun. They are the ones who are guided. Allahu Akbar. So the whole Quran came to guide you. Allah says He sent this Quran to guide you. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if you are inflicted with the calamity, here is the Quran telling you that this is how you're going to be guided, because they are the guided ones, Allah says. Because they were patient. So who among us can say we are not inflicted with these 5 things? So all I'm going to say to you, brothers and sisters, today is that, you know what? If you are inflicted with these 5 things, look for the 3 rewards. Say inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, and be patient, and then Allah will bless you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.